Hey, Phantomaniacs, welcome to the Needless Things YouTube channel. Happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you, and we have a very special unboxing today. What we have here is the legendary Darth Vader carrying case that was given to me years ago by my good friend Jeff. Now, when he gave it to me, I opened it up, but I haven't opened it since then. It's been in storage. I actually had to give it a little case bath to clean it up because it was covered in dust. So what we're going to do today is we're going to open it up and we're going to find out who is inside of this awesome carrying case. Probably the most recognizable and greatest carrying case from any toy line ever. You can see it's in pretty good condition, a little fingerprinty. I wiped it down as best I could. We've got these latches on the side here. Everybody knows how this thing works. We're going to get those latches opened up. And we're going to see, you got to open carefully because if you don't, all the figures fall out. We're going to see who's inside. First of all, first thing I want to point out, look at that gorgeous insert with the illustration, or not the illustrations, but the pictures of the collection. We'll look at that in a minute. First, I want to look at some figures here. So, right out of the box, we've got a gem and one that I didn't have when I was a kid. And that is Princess Leia in her indoor poncho. Very, very cool, well done figure. Pretty advanced at the time. Like, we hadn't seen soft goods in quite this scale in the Star Wars line. And Return of the Jedi really brought him out. Great camouflage design. She's got a little belt on there. Lots of detail in the back. Just really cool, great figure that I never had when I was a kid, so I'm happy to have her now. She's a little sticky. She's going to need a fig bath, but that's okay. Next up, we've got one of the coolest things about the Star Wars action figure line, this great alien character. Now, years later, the expanded universe would identify him as Momon Nadon, but at the time when these Kenner figures were coming out, he was just Hammerhead, and he was wearing his blue swimsuit because he was going to the beach on Tatooine with a stop by the cantina, which later on was known as Chalmun's Cantina, owned by Chalmun the Wookiee, but I don't know if that's even canon anymore. But also a little bit sticky, gonna need a fig bath, but a legendary Star Wars figure, one of the greats. Next up, another one of my favorites. I mean, honestly, they're all my favorites, but take a look at this guy. C-3PO, look at that, stop. Look at that vac metal just gleaming. Beautiful figure. He's loose. He's very loosey-goosey, which these 3POs tended to be. But still, really nice looking. And I'm pretty sure with a stand, I'll be able to get him on the shelf looking pretty good. I like it. And look at this. It's a trap. It's Admiral Ackbar. A great figure, again, from Return of the Jedi, where personally I feel like the quality really went up in 1983 with this line. Lots of different paint colors on this guy. That yellow stripe is really definitive. It stands out, looks good. His head sculpt and his arms, such a unique looking character, and Kenner really nailed him. I think he's one of the most faithful great looking figures from the line. I love this Ackbar. Who else have we got here? Oh, I'm going to be in trouble now because sometimes I cannot remember who's Klaatu, who's Barada, and who's Necktie. I believe this is Klaatu. He is one of Jabba the Hutt's goons. He's got a cool soft goods kilt thing here, but you can see where the furry part has separated from the base. So he's not, his soft goods aren't in the best shape, but everything else about him looks really good. All the paint is still there. He's not scraped up or anything. Again, he's a little sticky, but that's okay. That's okay, because we can clean this guy up and make him look really nice again. And finally, for this side of the case, we've got this great medical droid with the telescoping head. Really awesome paint on, look at the little detail on the lights. He's got that eye or that optical unit, whatever it might be, in the front. He's got a little grabber. Stop it. He's got a little grabber arm. And then all of these come out to give him this really great, unique profile. I always liked this guy because he stands out, and I can't remember what his designation is, XJ7 or something. I don't know. He's a medical droid. I always liked him because he's unique and different from like C-3PO, the humanoid, and R2-D2, who's a little more practical, compact design. Just really another unique design from this incredible series of movies. All right, let's take a look at the other side of this cool insert. This red side is featuring a lot of the Empire Strikes Back figures and some of the original Star Wars figures. Then on the other side, again, a mix of Empire and Star Wars figures. But it's really cool seeing what was available at the time. And what an incredible assortment of figures. I love these so much. All right, let's see. Let's get these scooted over here. And we have, in kind of rough shape compared to some of these other ones, Luke Skywalker in his Hoth gear. I think this was originally a mail-away figure. And he's got his headscarf there. He's got his macronoculars, maybe. That sounds right. His goggles are around his neck. You can see some wear on his boots. Not looking so great there. But this was a very cool figure to me when I was a kid because the Han, to me, I seem to remember the Han being a whole lot easier to find and Luke kind of taking a little while. But he's a good one. Stop! All right, another indoor figure, another soft goods heavy figure. It's Han Solo in his commando gear. Very, very cool camouflage pattern on here. They did a great job with this, but then underneath you take that jacket off and look, it's Han in the vest with the cool brown pants on. They didn't bother painting anything else because it's under that jacket, but still really nice looking. Honestly, that Harrison Ford likeness, it's not bad. For 1983, that's okay. I can deal with that. That's pretty good. Let's see. Oh, and here he is. Classic Han Solo as he appeared in Star Wars. Got the Corellian blood stripe on the side right there. This is, you know, when you think Star Wars toys, this is one of the first ones that comes to mind. He's got the, this is what I thought Han Solo looked like when I was a kid. Because what we had to play with was the toys. We couldn't watch the movies every day like we can now. We had the toys to go on. And this is a legendary action figure. Let's see. Speaking of legendary action figures, look at this Obi-Wan Kenobi with his intact telescoping lightsaber. That is... Stop it. That is such a cool thing with the little... I still am not quite sure why that tip has to stick out like that, but whatever. Look at old Ben with his vinyl cape. I have a soft spot for the vinyl capes. I hated them when I was a kid, but now I look at them and they seem like something neat and special and kind of this cool remnant of yesteryear. Just something I really appreciate a lot more now than when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I wanted him to have a nice soft goods robe like the Jawas would have. Let's see. Oh, Luke Skywalker and his Dagobah fatigues. Once this figure came out, this was my go-to Luke figure. Unfortunately, it looks like he doesn't have his lightsaber, but that's okay because he's still a cool-looking figure. You can see he's got the lightsaber hanging off of his belt. He's got his holster. Just a great representation, toy-wise, of the Dagobah scene and the end of the movie. And apparently, this Luke didn't lose his hand in his fight with Darth Vader. He lost his nose. That is kind of horrifying right there. Let's see here. Oh, here's a big one. Yoda. Yoda. Look at him with his Geimer stick, his belt, his little soft goods robe, his snake. This is probably the gem of this collection. He looks incredible. He's in wonderful shape. Just looks really, really good. This is a fantastic Yoda. I'm really impressed with the condition on this one. He's very nice. Hey, give that back. Oh. Let's see. All right. We got one more over here. We've got a Bespin Guard. It was really cool that they made a black Bespin Guard and a Caucasian Bespin Guard. I guess it wouldn't even be Caucasian, though, if they're not from Earth. Because, like, obviously he's not African-American. Because they don't have Africa or America in a galaxy far, far away. So he is a dark-skinned, a melanin-blessed Bespin Guard. Really nice paint on this guy, though. Look at the detail on this jacket, the red cuffs and everything. Looks really, really good. I'm happy with this one. And what's funny, though, I'm looking at his little hat here. It almost looks like a Devo hat. Could we turn this into a? Could we get the white one and turn him into a Mark Mothersbaugh figure? That'd be kind of awesome. And then finally, it just happened to be saved for last. One of the most legendary action figures of all time, that the camera doesn't seem to want to pick up because of this dark color, maybe. Darth Vader, the original Darth Vader from Star Wars, with, again, that telescoping lightsaber action. He's got his chest panel. He's all dark and evil looking. Just what a great counterpoint to Ben here. And, I mean, look, the lightsaber duels that I had when I was a kid were, well, probably paled in comparison to what we'd see later on. But these were a couple of epic figures that I played with all the time, at least until G.I. Joe came out. Let's see if there's anything. One cool thing about this case, you might notice the names, the name stickers that are on there. But then over here, you've got a little storage unit for accessories. Do we have anything in there? Oh, look. We've got some goodies in here. Oh, this is pretty great. Okay, so in that little locker type thing, got Han Solo's blaster. We've got sort of the standard issue gun that came with, I think, the Stormtrooper and Hammerhead, probably. That went with one of the Rebels. This is, I believe, the Hoth Trooper came with that rifle. Another Han Solo gun. This might be Lando's gun, possibly. But anyway, just a really cool assortment of figures that all need to be washed up, that bring back all kinds of fun, nostalgic memories. I really enjoyed opening this case up and finding out what was inside. And it was just a great time. Oh, hey, God, come back. Stop it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Check out the Needless Things podcast every single Friday, wherever you find your podcasts. And please subscribe to Needless Things on YouTube. We're going to have a lot more fun unboxings coming up. Brand new toys, old toys, vintage toys. And follow Needless Things podcast on Instagram. And thanks for helping out, Baby Yoda.